You're a simp!
I get it now with Trump feeding into that nonsense, giving him fodder or ammunition to continue to go out there and talk about our black women that way.
You dumb bitch.
I got it. I don't like that at all. I don't want to be associated with nothing like that. And I apologize.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, I am back home, finally. And I've been dying to get home to discuss this story with Stephen A. Simp. I stopped calling him that after Kamala Harris lost the election because he stopped having anything to simp over. But apparently, Jasmine Crockett, she just looks too good. She's too black and beautiful because Stephen A. Smith decided to bend the knee and lick her toes because this guy is now apologizing to her in what appears to be somewhat of a groveling apology, which I'll react to in a moment. On top of that, I got a double whammy here because he's also made a fool of himself out here blaming President Trump and I guess President Trump retribution for a bunch of NBA players and even coaches getting caught betting and throwing games and even working with the mafia. Like, this is just crazy stuff. Let's go ahead and react to this stupid apology first. I'm sure it's going to be cringeworthy. By the way, guys, there's a new feature on YouTube where you can hype videos. So be sure to like the video, hype the video. It helps out a lot. Appreciate you.
Asked a question. I get it now with Trump feeding into that nonsense, giving him fodder or ammunition to continue to go out there and talk about our black women that way. I got it. I don't like that at all. I don't want to be associated with nothing like that. And I apologize.
Beta! Oh, because I tell you why.
Beta! Because I respect the hell out of Jasmine Crockett and what she has accomplished. I absolutely do. And I appreciate the fact that she feels compelled to fight the way that she's fought, the way that she fights because of what she's dealing with.
I got a question. What about what Stephen A. originally said when he said that she's not discussing policy and just getting up there and just cussing out Trump and hollering and screaming and acting ghetto and wild and then not talking about or doing anything else? What about that was wrong? That's what I'm trying to understand. It's like that he didn't, it's like now he's going into some other part of his brain that is illogical and doesn't make any sense and is in that black hyperbole area where basically a bunch of black people love to sit in victimhood land, and then we're against the white people land, but you know, the Democrat whites are okay, just not the Republican whites. And it seems like Stephen A. Smith is going to some sort of what I would consider much more inferior part of his brain to have this discussion. Either that or he's just being a fraud. I'm not even sure at this point.
I've been a journalist for over 30 years. I don't want enemies. I truly don't. But I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to call it like I see it. It should be done respectfully. It should be done with the sensitivity that it needs to be done with. I get it. I understand. But I'm going to be me. I'm going to call it like I see it. I can look Jasmine Crockett in the face and say, I'm sorry for any kind of noise I caused in your direction.
I find it interesting that he uses the term respectful. Were they respectful towards you, Stephen A., when they said that you had little D energy? Was that respectful towards you when they called you a charlatan? You know, when they say that you are hungry for the white gaze, that you're desperate for, you're fiending for the white gaze, right? You want the whites to just look at you with admiration. Was that respectful? Stephen A., this doesn't make any sense and absolutely is just this guy being pathetic and bending the knee. Like, for crying out loud, dude, you're not gonna get any from Jasmine Crockett. Like, in the black community, you really think that either the black community on the whole or the Democrats or really anybody is just going to forgive you, forgive and forget just because you gave this groveling apology? No, they're going to attack you more. The reason that this even happened to begin with, this whole rigmarole, and why they didn't just say, oh, well, that's just Stephen A. being himself and just move on, is because they knew that Stephen A. was the type of person where if they just browbeat the heck out of him, that eventually he would just cave and just give in. I'm sorry, like Black Power, like I'm gonna go vote for the Democrats now. Do you like me again? No. Jasmine Crockett isn't supposed to be your enemy or the black community just because you said, hey, why don't you talk about policy instead of just basically being a pain in the ass for Trump every day, talking crap about him, pissing him off, and how you actually going to get anything done when he's the president and you're just talking crap about him not doing anything else. Like, that's literally not accomplishing anything except at most making yourself and the lowest common denominators feel better, but absolutely nothing else. So it's still a valid question. And Stephen A. Smith now, instead of addressing that, he just totally ignored that and said, well, I guess I don't want to help Trump, so I'm just not going to say anything bad about Jasmine Crockett. This is the exact same thing the Democrats did when they covered up Sleepy Joe's cognitive decline. It's like, well, everything is horrible right now about the Democrats, but we're just going to ignore it all because Trump is so bad. Orange man is bad and scary and dictator and all of this foolishness. And that's how you ended up getting your ass kicked in the first place with this wannabe black chick, Kamala, fake behind, Indian lady, cackling Harris. Let me try not to let these people get my blood pressure up. I'm going to go ahead and also react to Stephen A. Smith making this ridiculous claim that the FBI is targeting these NBA players and coaches because of Trump retribution. Doesn't make any sense. Some of these people might have even voted for Trump. This guy's just an idiot. Let's go ahead and react to this too.
How many times, for one incident after another, have I said Trump is coming? He's coming. I'm going to say it on national television again. Bad Bunny is performing at the Super Bowl, and all of a sudden you hearing ICE is going to be there, looking to engage in mass deportations. The Super Bowl, disrupting things.
I think that's pretty
big
basic.
night for the NBA. Wembanyama put on a show. That has now been smeared because we're talking about this story, okay? Remember, Trump has a long, long history connected to the world of sports because he had those casinos. Where do you think folks were coming half the time? I'm not talking about individuals. I'm talking about the culture. When people want to go to a casino, when people want to gamble, when people want to party, or whatever the case may be. This was his kind of connection to that. Why am I glad you're here, Monica? Because don't be surprised if the WNBA is next on his list. Because when you've got all of these protests that have been going out there and people that have been protesting against him and what have you, this man is coming. He's coming. And I've been saying it for a long time. And to me, this is the latest nugget of evidence that we're talking about right here. That's not to question the legitimacy of the case. We don't know. We're all sitting up here and we're saying that we don't know. But anybody that has been around him, anybody that has talked to him, anybody that has seen his reaction.
If you know that you cannot question the legitimacy of the cases, then why the hell are you still talking? On a serious note, if there was no case, no evidence, and it's just completely fabricated, completely made up, extremely novel, extremely rare, maybe you would have a case. But this guy is just straight up fear mongering. This sounds like straight up propaganda. It sounds to me like the Democrats was on your ass so bad, like all of your so-called friends were abandoning you so fast because you had wrongthink that you decided to just go off and spout a bunch of freaking nonsense so that you could get back in these losers' favor and be a loser right along with them. Let's keep going.
From the sports leagues and the positions that people have taken, they are not surprised at what's going on today. I'm watching a press conference with the director of the FBI. Tell me when we've seen that. We've seen people, we've seen accusations before. We've seen athletes get in trouble with the law before. You don't see the director of the FBI having a press conference. It's not coincidental. It's not an accident. It's a statement. And
President Trump has been a transparent president along with his entire cabinet and everyone who reports to him. So he's trying to add transparency. He even had his chief of staff is out here now. Susie Wiles, I believe is her name. She's been behind the scenes. Now she's more much more on the front lines because he wants transparency, just because, all the Democrats love to hide who's actually behind the scenes doing things and harming people and politically persecuting people doesn't mean that the Republicans are going to do the same thing.
Warning that more is coming. And that's what they're saying here. And everybody better, I'm just telling you, it's as serious as it gets. This ain't the platform for me to get into it the way I'm going to get into it. But I've been saying he's coming. He's coming because in his eyes, folks try to throw him in jail. In his eyes, he's innocent. They try to put me behind bars. I'm getting everybody. He's not playing. And so this, in a lot of people's eyes, talk to people in the NBA, talk to people in the NFL, talk to people in the world of sports. They think this is like the tip of the iceberg. These are the kind of words that are coming out of people's mouths. It's not a surprise. It's very disheartening. It's very concerning. We don't know where this is going to go. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Everybody's better brace themselves because he's coming.
Hey, what the hell you think he is, Thanos? Like, give me a break. I mean, yes, we make the stupid jokes, the Thanos jokes, but it's because the Democrats have such a boogie man mentality. Stop being little kids. Stop being a child and grow the hell up. This is just a man out here trying to make America great again. I don't know how many times he has to tell you Shaq and Charles Barkley, also two Neanderthals, actually had much better takes than Stephen A.
I don't know the letter of the law when it comes to gambling and sports gambling, and I don't want to sit up here like I'm some perfect guy. Like every now and then when I go to Vegas, I'll play some craps and I'll play some roulette, but never gambled at anybody's house. Don't know anything about poker, so I don't know what they're talking about when it comes to the Chauncey thing. But I know Chauncey, I know Damon very well, played with Damon, so I don't want to sit up here, but I'm ashamed that those guys would put their families and their careers in jeopardy. There's an old saying in the hood, all money ain't good money. So if you're making $9 million and you're dealing in certain things, like how much more do you need? Especially if you know you get caught, you can do jail time, lose your career, put a bad image on yourself or your family or on the NBA. I agree with you, Chuck. They dropped the ball.
100%.
They had this
100% dropped the ball.
And like you never want to have your name involved in that when you know the letter of the law. And Ernie, again, I know for a fact every year they cancel practice and say don't do this and don't do that and don't do that. So all the guys had the information.
How about some god dang accountability? If you got money, why the hell is you out here betting, doing sports betting and throwing games, and like you literally disgrace yourself, you disgrace your family. The kid's gonna have to deal with it probably longer than anybody else. Like, oh, your daddy this, daddy third. Then now you done ruined their life. You done so much wrong here, and Stephen A. Smith is too dumb to even talk about that. Instead, he just wants to focus on Trump because Jasmine Crockett, Roland Martin, and D.L. Hughley, and Bakari Sellers, all a bunch of woke Democrat beta male leftists browbeat this beta male to death, and now he is back basically begging them for mercy. Hey, accept me. This is what they try to claim that black conservatives do. It's just kowtow to, I don't know, some sort of white imagery or white supremacy or something stupid and ridiculous that they claim. They love to accuse you of doing what they're doing because Stephen A. here is clearly bending the knee, kissing the feet, holding the water for the radical left Democrats at this point, probably because he knows how much media control they have, how much access they have, and he doesn't want to just kind of, I guess, be cast as MAGA, but I think a lot more people would have respected him. Hell, even Charlemagne, to an extent, is trying to stick to his word on things. Stephen A. Smith did full-blown ass-kissing mode here, which is just crazy. But these are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
This was so wild. Stephen A. Smith, the sports commentator, suggested that this was revenge from the president for all the kind of left-wing activism of the NBA. Your response to that, 15 seconds.
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.